Call this meeting of the Executive and Finance Committee to order. Jack Baker, would you mind to do our invocation?
Not at all. Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've given to us. And we thank you for the privilege of coming together and deciding things for the Cherokee people. And we appreciate all the blessings that you've given to us individually and to the Cherokee Nation. We ask your guidance in our meetings today. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. All right, Shelley, would you call the roll for us, please?
Ma'am. Denise Taylor.
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Bill England. Jack Baker.
Here.
Carly Buzzard.
Here.
Joe Byrd.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Honey.
Ron Garvin. Frankie Hargis. Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan.
Here.
Dick Way. Curtis Snell. David Thornton.
She's not great.
Victoria Vasquez. David Walkingstick. Brian Warner.
Honey.
We do have a quorum.
Very good. Okay, I trust you've all looked through your minutes from last month. I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from November 16th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that brings us to our reports, and I saw Sean Slayton here. He'll be up first. Oh, we need to also approve the PAC minutes.
Make a motion that they be approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the PAC meeting we had also on November 16th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, now, Sean,
All right, good morning.
waiting with bated breath.
As I said last night, we finished out 2015 very strong, had a great year, and started off October relatively strong. We finished about $600,000 ahead of budget for the month. Looking at 2016 is going to be a year that we face a lot of stiff competition coming into the gaming market up in Tulsa with the completion of Margaritaville scheduled late 2016. We don't know if that's the third quarter or fourth quarter, but as we've talked in the past, we have implemented and almost completed a mitigation strategy for that, and so our people are working daily for that, and we've got a lot of clinics that have wrapped up. Still need some landscaping done at Oshaleta. Jay is coming along. I think it'll be around the 1st of February now. We feel like we have implemented a solution for the water issues that we faced up there. We did have a pipe burst at Wilma Mankiller, or it didn't burst. One of the connections there in the plumbing in the roof there, I guess, was crimped the wrong way or with the wrong tool when they installed it, and it ruptured and created quite a mess over there. And we've been working with the nation to get that cleaned up and get the insurance companies all working together and things like that. So we've apologized for that. Down at Redbird, we're working to try to repave that parking lot. We had some additional testing done on the lot Friday before the rains to determine if it was enough compaction there to be able to lay more asphalt on top of it, and should know the results of that today or tomorrow. At the plaza, if you've driven by there, lots of work going on there, lots of rain there on top of it too, but we're encouraged by the work that's progressed so far. We'll begin construction on Stuteville Ford in the very near future, and then Buffalo Wild Wings will be right behind that. So we do have 3 or 4 others that we're in talks with to go there, but we're under an NDA on those and can't disclose those at this time. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
Yes, Councilor Buzzard?
Can you give us a little update, Sean, on the alcohol there?
Yes, that Harley is is continuing to be a long shot for us. Simon and Jinx are working together now, and Horizon and the city of Tulsa are working together. We have our deals been done for a long time with Catoosa, but it's a matter of attracting the retailers, and we're waiting to see kind of how that goes.
I saw where Tulsa was working with this other company out there.
Yeah, that's
I kinda
Horizon.
thought something might be up there.
Horizon. It's really a battle there between Jinx and Tulsa for that sales tax.
Okay.
But we haven't given up and thrown in the towel, but it's going to be a long shot, I think.
I guess maybe just build another tower there with that.
Well, we've got some other plans in the making.
Okay, all right.
We're not just sitting around.
All right, thank you.
Huh?
Anybody else have questions for Sean?
Thank
Okay.
you.
If seeing
Merry
none,
Christmas and Happy New Year.
appreciate you. All right, up next is our treasurer, Lacey Horn.
Good morning, Tribal Council.
Morning.
Well, I just wanted to give an update on our donations website. We're just thrilled with its success. Having that option for generous folks out there to drop in their credit card and donate some funds to the Cherokee Nation programs has really been a blessing, and we've brought in about $5,000 from that. So if you or anyone you know is trying to make a charitable contribution quota for tax purposes by the end of the year, Cherokee.org, it's at the bottom of the home page. There's a link to giving there. So our surplus list by this Friday, the 18th. So make sure to get any requests that you have for those items into Gale. We would love to see all of that go out to organizations in our community rather than being sold for pennies on the dollar at a surplus auction or otherwise. So with that, I'll be happy to take any questions you might have.
I've got a couple of questions. On the donations, are those just go to the gen fund, or can they be specified where they want them to go, or?
Yes, the donor has several options, and I'm going to try to remember them. The Angel Tree, which is most of what we've collected in that 5,000. There's One Fire, there's health, education, language. There is just general, and then there is a category called In Memory Of. So we have a lot of people who, when they pass away, put in lieu of flowers, donate in memory of, so we have that option there as well.
Okay, and forgive me for not consulting my donations list, but do you know if there are any computers on that can be, I've got somebody that needs a computer.
Computers are something that, I'm happy to keep an eye out for, but usually when the computer goes to the warehouse, it's in really bad shape.
Okay, all right.
But I'm happy if you need a computer to keep that in mind, and we can watch for something good to come along, but I just
That would
let
be
you know they're
great.
kind of rare.
Okay, all right. Does anybody else have okay, Counselor Buzzer?
Lacey, the fees that we pay to the bank that you sent out.
Yes, sir.
Are those gonna continue on in FY16 to the same amount? Or
Yes.
Gonna be some changes on it?
We are trying to wrap our minds around the fact that bank fees are here to stay. Banks are under increased regulation, and so those are being pushed down to all bank customers in the form of fees. And so, yes, we will have some level of fees forever. The amount of those fees is largely dependent on our ability to move in those investment vehicles that we passed in the Financial Security and Stability Act back in September. What we're finding is that we have some challenges with bank agreements because due to the new regulations that banks are experiencing, they're requiring all of their clients they're calling it paper, the accounts. So they want all new agreements associated when you want to move money around, even within the bank. We're not being able to rely on old agreements or old handshake deals that the nation's been doing business with, banks for such a long period of time. So there are sovereign immunity issues in some of these agreements, and so we are working hand in hand actively with the Attorney General's office to see if there's ways to negotiate out that language or what our other options are.
Yeah, it just, you know, it's a lot of money that we have to pay for them to use our money, but, you know, if that's the law, then I guess we're gonna have to abide by it somewhere.
It is.
It's almost to the point of where, feel like maybe we should have our own banking system some way, but I know that costs money too.
I like that idea.
All right.
I
thank
do.
you.
And Mr. Buzzard, I will say that we are trying to do whatever we can to mitigate, because I don't like paying them either.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Sir.
Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Any other questions for Lacey? All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And Merry
you.
Christmas.
You too. Okay, it takes at least 3 people to replace Diane Kelly, so just come on up.
And we still won't talk as long.
Thinking the same thing.
That's recorded, you know that.
She knows it.
Yeah, she's watching, Daryl.
Yeah, Diane is at another meeting, so she asked Daryl and I to fill in. We wanted to talk a little bit about a business in Jay that we're working with.
Currently in Jay, we have a meeting scheduled December 21st, which is next Monday. This company, we're not gonna divulge the name, but it's a storage company. They're gonna hire, starting out about around 100 employees, ending up with over 200 employees. These are gonna be pretty good paying jobs. We are still waiting to hear back from Swans as well on their expansion. There's some talks going on about creating, probably 50 to 100 more jobs there in Stillwell through Swans. We are competing for a new grant. It's the H-1B grant. It's to help individuals. Actually, it's to intensify the programs that are already in existence, except we're going to be able to go down to 16-year-olds, help them find jobs and employment. Reentry, it's going to intensify that budget. Our OJT programs that we already have in place, work experience programs. So we're competing for that, and it should be in the amount of around $3.4 million.
And in about 2 weeks, we will be fully staffed at Career Services, first time in a long, long time. And we will be having a job fair in Siloam Springs next month. It'll be a diversified job fair. And you have the report in front of you. Do you have questions that we can answer?
Anybody?
Brenda, you and Daryl, I mean, your department, you guys are really doing some good things. And
Thank you.
appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Got a good grant writer.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, and that's valuable.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right, well, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Not Merry Christmas to you. Okay. Anna's always ready to go.
Yes.
It's like forever since we've seen you.
This morning,
Usually you can take a nice little nap
I
there
know,
while
I
Diane
know.
reports.
You should have a copy of my report. I just have a couple of other things to add. And one is that we're working with 4 counties right now through a USDA strategic planning program, and it's Adair, Sequoia, Delaware, and Cherokee counties. And they're what USDA calls now a SET region, which is strengthening economies together. And so we're working on economic development planning that'll start in kick off in January, and it's about a 6-month process. So I expect some of the results to that plan to be issues related to the border, to the Arkansas border, and how they can work with the Arkansas economy. Also, we're working with NORA on a 14 county regional plan, updating their regular plan. We are also, I was looking at my report today, and I noticed I never talk about really the trust authority. We talk about the individual loans, but I wasn't sure if everyone realized that the trust authority, which is a tribal corporation that holds all of our loan programs, is actually $11 million in assets now, which is a huge growth. We have $6.5 million in commercial loans outstanding and about $1.7 million in consumer loans outstanding. So the loan volume continues to increase annually. So far this year, and we're just, finishing up the first 2 months, we have $500,000 in commercial loans already approved. So if that remains true throughout the rest of the year, we'll make $2 million in commercial loans this year. Last year, we had our record high with $1.6 million. And when we look at commercial loans, we look at trying to create or retain one job for every $15,000 that we make in loans. So it really is a strong economic development tool for small, independent-owned businesses that are out there in the communities creating community-based jobs. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
What counties did you say those were on the USDA?
It's
Sequoia, and-
Cherokee, Adair, Sequoia, and Delaware counties.
Okay.
And I believe February 4th is going to be the date of the big civic engagement meeting. Most of those meetings will be held in Stillwell, but I'll send that out to you, trying to get really some community level input and buy-in to growing the economies in those 4 counties. Plus, that set designation actually gives anyone within those counties additional points on any USDA grant, so that's also a benefit to the communities. We anticipate next year we'll they wanted small groups of counties, and so next year we'll help another small group of counties apply for this designation and work on kind of a smaller regional plan.
All right, Counselor Warner?
She pretty much, thank you, she pretty much answered. I was wondering when that meeting was gonna be. for
I'll
those.
send out the
Okay,
notification.
all right, I appreciate it, thank you. Thank you.
Did you have something else, Counselor
I was just
Brennan?
gonna ask on the Stillwell dates, if you could send me
Sure.
those as well.
I sure will.
Counselor Buzzard?
And, Anna, now who will you be targeting in those communities to invite?
The general public. The general, There's a kind of a steering committee, and there's some Cherokee Nation. We're just a community partner in this process with them. And then we've got, the tech centers and business owners and workforce and some of those people that are helping with the steering, but we will be trying to gather input from the general public, so.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anything else for Anna?
I just have a comment.
Yes.
I have a comment, Anna. I wanted to tell you that I continue to receive compliments on Spider Gallery from friends that I send there to do their shopping, and they're amazed at the level of art that we have there and how nicely the gallery is laid out. That whole little commerce center there is just a great visitor spot.
Thank you. I'll make sure to pass that along. We are working on trying to improve the website that we have and do some online sales so we can have a lot bigger reach with
I
the.
talk about, even when I'm in Washington DC at the NMAI, I always talk about Spider Gallery.
Great.
And people all over the country have
What he
responded,
said.
so,
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, and I just want to say that I appreciate the work you do in your department. It is truly a hand up, not a handout. I mean, you're teaching people to be more self-sufficient, and I just think that's awesome. You're giving them skills that are going to help them.
Thank
So,
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Okay. If nobody else has anything, have a Merry
All
Christmas,
right,
Anna.
Merry Christmas to you.
Okay, Candessa Teehee is going to report from the Historical Society.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, blame
Sorry.
him. These are going to timeout real soon.
OCO,
Yo.
Ule Helisti Donistayo Hiha. Merry Christmas is coming up. I'm reporting on behalf of the Cherokee National Historical Society, and I have also brought with us our new curator, Callie Chunas Duty. She comes to us from the Spider Gallery in the Cherokee Arts Center, and she brings a bachelor's in fine arts from Northeastern State University, as well as many years of experience with fine art including curation, and she has been a valuable addition to the staff thus far. So if any of you have any needs in terms of collection, curation, or any of the art shows, she's your girl.
It's nice to meet all of you.
Thank you, welcome aboard.
Up to the end of October, we had over 50,000 visitors from over 70 countries in all 50 states. Over 10,000 in outreach alone. We are seeing a major impact of our programming in schools. Oftentimes, the programs that are utilizing our outreach services are coming to us from education days. We had 4 education days in 2014. We had 6 education days in 2015. Currently, the exhibit that we have up is From Talking Leaves to Pixels, the history of the Cherokee syllabary, and it features examples of our writing system from every decade since its adoption in 1828, which shows that it is a truly vital and vibrant part of Cherokee history and American history as well. We will be bringing on a genealogist, which will fulfill our last vacant position. I would not by any means say we're fully staffed, but that will be our last vacant position that we'll be hiring for. Her name is Ashley Van. She'll be starting January 11th, and she'll be coming to us from health. So hopefully at the next time I appear, I'll be able to bring her and introduce her. January 15th is the next board meeting for the Cherokee National Historical Society Board of Trustees, at which the new board and the new executive committee will be seated for that organization. And I open myself to any questions that you might have.
Counselor Vasquez?
Thanks. How long does the Talking Leaves exhibit stay up?
It will be up until April 2nd, and I'm sorry I forgot to mention as well that we were funded for a Cherokee-speaking docent to be part of that exhibit. We toyed with the idea of having him role play a Sequoia, but we ultimately decided to allow him to just wear a Cherokee Heritage Center polo and guide guests through that gallery there. So he's there on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. His name is Steve Doherty, and I believe he's from the Bell community.
And what hours is he there?
He is there from 9 to 5, except for his lunch hour on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, thanks.
And he is funded by the Oklahoma Humanities Council.
Appreciate you. Good
One
report.
question.
Oh,
The number of board members that you have.
We have 21 currently.
Because one time we talked about the nutrition would take care of them when their times expired. So, well, I thought we were down to 18 or 19.
The board management committee decided to appoint 4 new board members at the end of 2014, and that is Ron Combiano from Tahlequah, Jim Halsey from Northern Oklahoma, Vivian Garner Cottrell, who is a Cherokee National Treasure and resides in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Honor Keeler, who is from Providence, Rhode Island.
So we're increasing again.
So those 4 appointments brought the number up to 21.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Appreciate you. Thanks, Condessa.
thank you.
Okay, this brings us on down to our consent items. You have your tarot certifications, the applications for recertification in your book. Sure everybody's looked at it. John, is this good? These are all current?
I move they be accepted.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to accept these tarot certifications. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that carries. We do have a few new cemetery applications.
I make a motion to be approved.
Wait a moment, I haven't found that, and I'm looking for one in particular. I don't have that in my book. Cemetery.
Page 12.
Second.
Hold on, please.
We got discussion now, before discussion.
Oh, yes, thank you. There was one, Jody, was there not an application received from I believe it's Timber Hill or, from South Coffeyville. I thought there was one.
Well, I'll
that
have to have
just-
Carla look into that, so
Okay.
what was the name of it?
Well, I'm not sure who the person was, but one of them is Timber Hill Cemetery, which is near Blue Jacket. And I thought that Navy, Bill Davis, had told me there was another one, but I just assumed the paperwork got in, and I haven't had a chance to check it. I'm sorry. We'll just worry about it next time.
Okay, so we're gonna go with this list that was in your book and research those additions. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, you did get a new community assistance list.
I've got a couple of changes.
Okay,
On the bottom of the first page on Tahlequah Schools, Counselor Jordan is adding $250 to his portion, so that'll bring the total up to $750. And we also have Connor State College to add for $500. That will be split with David Walkingstick, Rex Jordan, and Don Garvin.
And Rex Jordan.
He said Rick Jordan.
Okay.
pay attention.
There's four of us on there.
Gotta make the motion.
Oh, motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the community assistance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any opposition? Okay, let's go forward with
Did I
that.
miss the addition?
Excuse me?
Did I miss the,
Do you need to add something?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, Delonaghy School, $500. Stillwell High School Indian Heritage, $500. Peavine School Indian Heritage, $500.
Do I need another motion?
Yeah.
What was that last school? Peavine?
Peavine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else have any additions that they need to get on this month?
We'll need a motion.
Could I have another motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve that with the additions from Counselor Crittenden. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, now let's move on to law enforcement.
There's no new law enforcement.
Okay.
I have one I need to
Okay, you
add.
need to add one?
Delaware County Sheriff, we got one.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve with the addition from Counselor Buzzard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, there were no new roads requests. Does anybody have anything pressing that they need to add since the book was printed? Okay.
Didn't be any more stories.
Who's chair at this meeting? Okay, we had one addition to the sports team, the Queen Bees. Does anybody have anything else?
Here's the Queen Bees.
Have a motion?
Move to accept.
Second.
I have a motion and a second on the sports teams. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay, it looks like the livestock didn't have any new additions. Is that correct, Jody?
Correct.
So that brings us to new business. Counselor Austin?
Yes. This is a resolution authorizing Cherokee Nation Warehouse to donate surplus office equipment to Foyle Community Building in Rogers County. I ask for its approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 15-098. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, and Jody has run off before we're gonna do the,
There you go.
pardon me?
There he is.
Oh! Need to beef up, Jody. The poll was hanging. Okay, oh, go ahead.
I know we already approved that, but, is the, surplus office equipment just for the 14 county area at large? Can we,
Did anybody answer that question?
can we, I mean, just in case we found a, just the 14?
I don't believe there's anything that holds us to that.
No, I'm not aware, and I can, what I suggest is, request an unofficial memo from my department so we can research it.
Just maybe be sure there are Cherokees involved or in that, or maybe have members of that. I don't have anything particularly, but I just thought that,
We will look into the issue.
Okay.
And by the next executive finance meeting, we will have an informal memorandum.
okay, thank you.
And Ms. Hatfield, I would say that it would be a responsibility, like it is for all the other organizations,
You're right.
to come pick the items up.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Good question.
That is a good question. Counselor Austin?
I highly recommend that you take the time to go walk through their warehouse and see what they've got. I know it changes all the time, but it's eye-opening to see all this stuff and realize that it's available for your constituents. And you really need to go do that. Not directly for your constituents, but for your organization.
Organizations.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
so we're gonna go back to this budget modification. Looks like it's just grants for the most part. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, could I have a motion?
Make a motion to be approved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the the budget amendment. All those in favor? Any opposition? Okay, so that carries. Are there any announcements? If not, Counselor Walking-Stick?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor? Any opposition? We are adjourned.
Call for the question.